Hey, if you're joining us live, you've got Lisa and Sylvia. Sylvia's just popping in a quick message. Last time, I think some people had a little bit of difficulty. If you're here, give us a wave or maybe put a comment or a thumbs up or something to let us know you're here. If you are trying to get in and you're already here, this isn't going to be helpful. Sylvia's just putting up a note. If you happen to be in our dietitian profile, you have to go to your events tab from the home page. And then once you see that events tab, you'll see this event, which is the Pantry Makeover. So that's how you get
it. And it actually is playing now right in the Pantry Makeover
awesome
thing. So hello everyone, I'm Sylvia.
And I'm Lisa.
And I'm just going to adjust our camera just a tiny little bit because it looks like our head is getting cut off. And we don't want that. We don't want to be headless.
Our production to be headless tonight. Great, so I think we've got Joan there, so that's great. She managed to get in, no problem. We've got our lights back on. If you're getting set up and you're going to join along with us and you want to clean out part of your pantry, make sure you've got yourself 3 bins for your donation, your trash, and your relocate. And that you've also got either a cloth or something you can wipe down your shelves with. And what's the other thing we needed?
If you actually joined our last party, your bins, did you say?
I said the bins,
okay,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I didn't hear you.
So we're ready to get started. So in the meantime, if you're waiting, we're gonna just give people a few minutes to jump on. We just want to kind of go about and let you know what we'll be covering today. Do you want to tell me a bit about us first?
Sure. So again, I'm Sylvia.
And I'm Lisa.
And we are from Beyond Food Nutrition, and this is our company that we are hoping to help women mostly, busy women, busy moms, to help them get in and out of the kitchen without any hustle, overwhelm and stress, and enjoy the process and provide the family healthy meals at the same time, and reduce that mental overload,
dauntingness of what's for dinner, right?
I know. It's just someone tell me what's for dinner, right? Kind of thinking, because it takes so much out of you that don't even realize from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So many thinking, so many steps involved just to put a bowl of meatball and pasta on the table, right? Sorry, I'm losing my thoughts.
So if you're someone who, I can't see if you're not, you want to just get a meal on the table for your family, Sylvia and I are working together to help make that a simplified process for you guys. Our focus has been on getting the kitchen set up and how everything in the house currently is. And we'll talk later about where we're progressing to after.
That's right.
But if you're joining us today and you're going to do this, which we hope you are, maybe just take one shelf tonight and follow along, right? So we want you to make sure you take pictures.
That's right. So it would be awesome if you could post a before and after picture, even if you don't do it right now with us, but maybe
just
you get
before at least.
Yeah, and maybe you get in the mood, or get inspired to do your cupboard or your pantry, whatever it is that you like to organize, and post a before and after picture for us in the group. And we're actually going to do the draw again that we did last time.
Yep.
And we're going to be providing a 20-minute personalized pantry makeover, kind of like...
Yeah, customized to kind of what people need, because as we saw with Charlene, what she needs versus what I did, what you're going to see today in Sylvia's, we're all doing something different. So as much as we can say, who can't clean up a pantry, everyone will be slightly different, and that's what we're here to help you with.
And then we can help you with the process. And I think I hope Charlene agrees, but I think she liked what she came away with the organization of her spice cabinet. Actually, it was quite neat. If you wanted to see pictures, you can actually go back and look at the
make sure you join our group.
I know. And then for those of you, if there are any people here that didn't see our previous live
our live pantry cleanout,
you can scroll back, and it actually is posted in the group. So if you wanted to have a different point of view as to how to clean the pantry or how to organize the pantry.
And we were a lot more thorough, I think, on that one, because it was like, here we are from scratch, here's your cupboard, let's do all the steps, which then leads us maybe to our next point that we're saying what we need to kind of have on hand. So I mentioned the cloth in the bins, but I'll let you kind of share about the list and stuff.
Yes, so just quickly mentioning the points that that we have actually created a quick rinse checklist that is ready to download in our group again. So it's there for you to use, and it lists, I think, 10 different points. But the main things that we were focusing on last time were a so-called quick shelf method, which is just taking one shelf at the time and cleaning it and organizing it. So taking everything out, organizing them, separating them, putting them back, and cleaning the shelf. And you can do it one at a time, so you don't actually have to do your whole pantry or your whole kitchen at a time, and it's not such a daunting process, right?
Exactly.
Because it's if you wanted to do the whole thing at once, and Lisa mentioned this last time, it's almost like moving, right?
Nobody wants to do it all at once. When you think about doing it all at once, it's enough to discourage you from starting. So we are not about that. We're about quick wins. We're about getting in and doing the small bits and bites, and they all add up and make such a difference.
Just spend 15-20 minutes doing a shelf at a time, and then it's almost like, whoops, a check mark on your list, right?
Whoops, I cleaned the whole shelf, look at me.
But it makes you feel good, right?
True.
Like it makes you feel good that you finished something, right?
Yeah, there's nothing better, and it's actually, if you listen to anything about mindfulness, there's nothing better than actually starting one task and completing one task. That's what we're here to do tonight.
That's right. So that was one thing that we focused on. Another thing that is important to mention, if you didn't see our previous session, sorry, I can't find my words tonight, is it's so-called, we called it a mental map. So before you actually jump in and start cleaning out your shelves, you actually it's really helpful if you kind of think about where you want to organize your items in your kitchen. You have to think about the flow of your cooking, where your dishwasher is, your stove, etc. And then with that in mind, you kind of, where do I want to organize things? And it's not to say that it's going to stay, like you have to, it's going to progress. It helps to try it out, right?
And that's the part where if you get a personalized customization with us,
that's right,
we can help you. If that feels just too much, too daunting,
that's right,
we're here to support and help. That's what we want to do, what we love doing. So,
and we have done it quite a few times. So.
Yes, been around the block.
And then the third point that we were focusing on was basically it's just a helpful little trick that we kind of try to go by is, any kind of box that you might have at home, just have 3 boxes. You don't actually have to label them, you just need to know which one is which, but we call them there's a donate box, there's a trash one, and a relocate one. And then basically what they are is when you take your one shelf out, it helps you sort the items. So things that you want to throw out that is expired or no good anymore, that you put it in the trash. Things that don't belong there, like toy cars or cards or whatever in your cupboard, then you put it in the relocate. Or maybe you want to put it somewhere else in your kitchen that you find on that shelf. You put that in the relocate bin, and it will help you at the end to kind of organize yourself. The trash one, you just throw out things, but Lisa likes to separate things, and I do too.
Yeah, so with the trash, instead of putting everything in the garbage, as many of you may be already aware, you may have a community that supports compost. In that case, then dump in your dried goods, obviously not stuff that's wet that's going to seep through. And that also allows you then to recycle the packaging that it came in. And with the donation, which Sylvia is always very savvy at mentioning, is we want to make sure that we're donating. If you've got excess, or maybe you just think this is a kind thing to do at this time of the year.
Well, it's important, right? Like especially this time of the year, there are lots of families out there that don't have as much means, right? So if you have things hanging around that either you don't like, or
maybe they don't fit in there.
Don't fit in there, or you just have that there and just like don't feel like eating it, but it hasn't expired. It's important that it's not expired because then they're not going to take it, right?
Well, it makes sense. We don't want to make anybody sick.
And then just take it to the donation, or even at our kids' school, they are collecting donations now. Okay. So you can bring it to your kids' school, and it's just a nice thing. It makes you feel good, and then you also cleaning up your cabinets at the same time, right?
Perfect. So the other thing we didn't mention, but at the beginning, was about housekeeping. So if you haven't joined us before live, we usually like to try to stay a little bit on point so that we actually respect your time as well as ours. If you've got questions, if they're relevant to what we're speaking of in the minute or in the moment, please share them. Sylvia will be popping back and forth on and checking for them. But otherwise, we'll kind of hold off until after we've done the main meat and potatoes of our presentation. That way it's working okay?
Yes, sorry. I'm trying to manage the tech here at the same time. We don't have an extra person who can do the techie stuff. We are the kind of techie things.
But we're lucky to have two of us, right? So we're going to kind of divide and conquer
yes.
a little bit.
So if you see me like staring, gazing, it's like I'm looking at my computer and trying to figure out, making sure that everything is running okay. So thank you. I see a couple comments, and thank you, Erin, saying that the stream is working. Awesome. Thank you very much. And hi, Charlene. Nice to see you. So let's get going.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So we've been hiding the secret zone.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go and delve deep into Sylvia's pantry. Okay, ready for the great reveal?
Oh no, I don't know if I am.
Da-da-da.
So, yeah, do you see up here that? I don't even want to open it. So I told my kids that, okay, this is like, you can throw anything and everything here. They didn't mind, right? Like they didn't care if they could just throw everything in there.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is work on two of my shelves. They are actually, I have drawers in my pantry. And sorry, I just remembered something in my mind. So we mentioned this last time when we had our live session, that not everyone has a pantry, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You could have cabinets in your kitchen, and that could be your pantry. So again, if you're organizing yourself, think of that mental map and think what you want to put beside your stove or your coffee maker or whatever.
In this case, we're going to be going through Sylvia's stuff. She'll discuss her idea of her mental map that we've talked about, but we're not looking at canned goods today.
Right.
We're not looking at oils. We're looking at some dried goods, and she'll discuss the rest of you with you when we go through it.
And then, so this is my, I don't even know what should I call this drawer. It's like
a drop drawer?
It's a drop drawer, a snack drawer, or whatever. I don't know. I don't even want to pull it out. But anyways, we're going to do this.
Clear you a spot.
So we're going to do the quick shelf or drawer method. And my gosh, I'm so embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed. You know what's really nice to say, that as dietitians, she's got a lot of food. This is a good thing.
And it's not all the best food anyway. So what we're going to do is, again, the quick shelf method, we're going to take everything out. We're going to pile them on the countertop here, and then we're going to store them. So
we'll go through them and allocate them according to our 3 bins.
First, we're just putting everything on here.
There's some goodies in here.
Oh my God, some not so good goodies.
Now, what about, should we stack these 2 baskets on top of each other, or what do you
think? Sure. Like, so we can just put everything here, and then we're gonna quickly. I can move the computer. Oh my God, I don't even know how it feels.
She's gonna be so glad when we're done, because she gets a free pantry cleanout.
I know.
I got spoiled last time.
All right.
Okay, we got 2 more little pieces.
And then this is when you get your handy-dandy cleaning. So if you have your, I don't know if you're following along with us, but now it's the time. I don't have a wet one. I usually use vinegar. So I'm just cleaning my drawer with some vinegar. You don't want to look in here, by the way.
I'm going to flip to the other side, just so
sure.
that I can help you out with the bins.
So you can start actually looking at some of the stuff while I'm cleaning this out.
Now, here we've got what I would think is probably exactly what she asked of her children. It's a leftover bag with crumbs. So this is definitely going to go package-wise. It's empty.
It's empty. So it's empty, and then again, we are recycling. So I'm going to put that in the recycling bin afterwards because it's plastic.
Now, you do have, like, would you consider that trash?
It's going bye-bye. Don't throw out my
I was going to say, I'm going to take, now you'll see another method. Instead of containers, we don't have to all get containers.
That's right.
Is to use these clips, and they can actually at least keep things tight and keep the air out. So I'm going to just put that to be saved.
And I just wanted to mention, as you guys can see, a little bit struggling here with the drawer. When you have a drawer and you're cleaning your drawer, if you have like a handheld vacuum, or if you wanted to bring your vacuum out here, it would be much easier just to suck out the crumbs if you have crumbs in there, and then wipe it around, because it takes probably 10 times as long to try to get out the crumbs from your drawer if you're doing it. But as you can see, this is true. Like I didn't go into this cabinet at all, so it was quite dirty. But now it's nice and clean.
Look at that!
I
It
know.
looks so nice when there's nothing in there. Now, do you want to mention to them what you've decided with regards to your mental map before we do anything else?
So, sorry, it's so weird. I can only think on this side. It's weird, isn't it?
I like you over here.
So, as you can see, like this is like kind of like a snacky drawer that was set up for the kids. But then again, I told them they don't have to put it back nicely. They can just throw things in there. So what I decided, or what we thought would be a good use of space, is actually moving things around in my pantry. So the snacks from the top drawer actually going to be moving into this drawer down here. So I don't know how much it is visible. Let me see on my computer. You kind of can see it.
Oh yeah, but look, you can see it up there.
I can't see it. I don't have enough vision to see that. Just saying, it's too small.
No, it's perfect.
So we already kind of set it up. So basically, they set up a couple of different containers.
So the big point that I usually say, and you usually remind me that I've said, is that take some measurements before you go out to the store.
That's right.
So figure out what your full length is, how many containers you can fit in, because you don't want them sliding around if there's a big open space. So Sylvia's done a great job. And on this side, these ones don't have lids at all. Those are open. And they've got some great handles. She can share about where she got them.
So it's just a clear little container. I'm loving these. So I didn't buy everything all at the same time, by the way. I just, whenever they were on sale, I went to get them. But these little containers, they came from Dollarama. So they can't really call them the dollar store anymore, can they?
They're dollars store.
They are dollar. Nothing is a dollar there anymore. So, anyways, but they always have them. So first I was scared that I'm going to buy just a few of them, and then I go back and they're not going to have them. But this one they stock all the time, so I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then I actually use a different one. Just quickly show it. It's a bigger one, and I use this for. I'll show you later. But there are different sizes that the people can use
for the extra stuff.
Yeah.
So the reason I stopped us and made us that we both talked about switching was because I didn't want to put these back in the same place, because that's not where they're going anymore. They're going to go down to this lower area. So are we going to go through these one by one, or are we going to just maybe decant a couple of them?
No, we're not going to. I don't want you guys to watch me to decant all my stuff, but we're just going to do a couple of examples, and then what we're going to do afterwards, we're going to finish it, and then we can show you the
end product.
The end product, yeah.
Okay. So out of the snacks.
Okay, so I'm going to come here, and as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that. So that has a little bit, just so that you know my process. There is. I'm gonna do smell test. The smell test.
You do the sniff test. I can tell you could do the taste test and be crunchy or very soggy.
And then look at this, what my children do, right?
Everybody opens a new bag. Why
So,
not?
do you ever put these together?
No.
No, neither do I. I don't, because again, these are chips and they have fat on them, and then they can go rancid, and because they haven't been in good boxes, I don't think these are.
And sometimes you've opened one and this one was a week later, so one's crispy and the other one's kind of flat, and it can ruin the whole bag.
Yeah. So I'm kind of getting rid of these actually.
Okay. Is there any one in here that you think we might want to put into some container?
Why don't we, so what I wanted to demonstrate quickly is just, there are a couple items that don't belong here.
Okay.
So, for example, this one is going to go to my staples drawer, so I'm going to move them over.
Open the relocate.
Yes. And then,
What about the nuts? Are they going to be in the container maybe?
yes, I think so. I think that's a good idea. So that can stay though, because they can go in there. And then this looks like it's full of stuff that probably we don't need. Okay. So since we're not demonstrating all of these, most of these are going to be garbage. Just move them to the other side.
This will be a see you later.
And again, there are little bags that have like 2 pieces of little leftover snacks in there, right? Again,
trash.
Yes. Compost, and then the plastic can go into recycling. And look at this. Look what it's found. I was talking to someone else online. I forget who it was. But I found this huge bag of coconut flour in my pantry here. And when we talk about expiry, we should always check when your item is. That's one crunchy bag.
Look at the way it was open.
I know, look at the kids. So they opened it right in the middle. So this is a bag of coconut flour. It hasn't actually been opened. It's totally sealed. But do you want to know the expiry date on it? This is embarrassing.
It's a different year.
It's 2022.
And it happens to all of us.
But again, this is why it's important that you actually look at your pantry a few times. Like you set up a schedule to maintain your pantry.
Yeah.
Because this is waste. This is a lot of money because this is expensive, and I'm not going to be using it because it expired. It's coconut flour. It's too long.
Yeah.
So it's going to we're not going to open it. We're just going to put it in the trash.
Put it in the trash.
And so that's why maintenance is a good one.
Look at how well we've done this.
I know. And did you want to say a couple things about maintenance for now, or?
Well, I think the important thing with the maintenance is to do like you said, is to pick like a routine. Maybe it's once a month for you. Maybe it's once every 2 months. Maybe it's quarterly, like every season change, to go through your cupboards. And again, we can decide whether we want containers or not. They're not a must. If you don't use containers, use some clips to at least keep them airtight. You could use baskets if that works better for you. And then the third piece, which is so important, I think, is labeling. So right now we don't have labels, but that's because things are not a permanent home just yet. Sylvia may at some point decide to put just a couple of overhead labels, like maybe a broad one like pasta, but maybe she doesn't. Maybe she wants to list spaghetti and fettuccine and all the ones she might have. So
I'm kind of probably leaning towards, to be honest with you, I'm leaning towards putting labels on top of my containers on top of it, because then, especially when the kids come over, they can actually see it. I might actually put both so that they actually can put them back to the right order, so they don't end up on the floor or the cabinet or the countertop. So I have to put it away. But they're definitely going to be starting with the labels on top of the cabinet. I'm so sorry. I have to get a drink.
And so for me, like I said, I put mine just on the front here, but I have a very different purpose, as we discussed in our last session. Mine is, I want everybody to help out. Like if somebody comes over, if the kids have a friend, you know, they can come in the cupboards and they can also take out crackers, put crackers back where they belong, versus everybody just dropping them wherever, because that's not helpful. So yeah, you may decide you don't want your kids in your pantry, but my idea was to start out getting them comfortable in the pantry, because guess what? A month from now, I might decide I want to go and get some staples in the house, and I want to know what I have on inventory. So I've got a sheet, I give it to the kids, and I have at it, right, when they're younger. Go and check how many cans of this, how many boxes of that I have, and it's really helpful to feel like you're not being thrown popcorn at. But you know, in general, it's nice to get them all kind of on board and in the same team, because then they don't feel like it's a chore, and they actually feel like they have a role in having a choice in things.
That's right.
And so start them young.
And actually, so while Lisa was talking, I actually filled up one of my tall containers. I have these huge containers, because those are Costco size bags,
yes.
Right? But it actually dawned on me while we were talking about kids, that my daughter actually is responsible for putting together their dry snacks for school. This is going to be so much easier for her to actually, and it has a tool for this
one.
A scoop? Yeah, and I have one here somewhere. So my containers actually came with a little scoop in there. I can attach it to the inside of the lid.
Fancy.
I know, it's pretty cool, right? So what she can do, she's always like my floor is always covered with like crackers or like I want her to do it, right? So I don't complain about the mess. But this way, it's going to be much easier for her to fill the little bags, right? So
that's one. We got popcorn. Are we going to do one more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You want to do the next one?
Sure.
You can do.
What do you want?
Nuts? Yeah, let's do nuts. And this is when you look at your container, right? So
we see how big it is.
Often, so the one that we put over on the side. Can you please give me the popcorn bag that you just took?
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so I wasn't able to put the whole bag into this container, right? So what I do, I actually have a designated space, and I know you do the same thing as well, right?
And Charlene does too, because we talked to her about excess, and sometimes we don't think about it. We just put the main container and the stuff behind it, but what we suggested was when you filled up, like in this case, this whole container, there's no need to have this one right beside it, where you've got a taller cabinet. Put the excess there.
That's right. So you just collect it in a box or something.
Yeah.
For spices, for Charlene, for example, we asked her to put it in an airtight container so the whole cabinet doesn't smell like that. Right?
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's our process, right? And then Lisa will do the nuts.
I'll just move these guys over here for later.
And then so it's good if it fits in the container. So the box is like that, and I think. Let's see, this is, and this container actually has, Lisa pointed this out before, some of the containers will have measurements at the bottom. This one will fit 8.5 cups
Wow.
or 2 liters or 2.1 quart.
And this is in kilograms.
Okay, so I think,
Well, here, half a cup's
okay, so I usually do this. I think I need a size like this
I think that's a good size,
for the nuts.
And you know, I can just put these in here and they should go in fine like this, but if you find you have something that's got a smaller neck, you may want to use a utensil, or you might have a funnel. Have you got something funky, or can I do this?
If I find it might.
Okay, I'm gonna pour.
Yeah, you can pour. Yeah.
Now I'm tipping the container and trying to save some from flying all over. Oh, this is a good size. This looks like the perfect one. Look at that. Oh, and they smell delicious.
So I just wanted to, this is a small one, but I actually been using these funnels. I just wanted to show this because it's so cool.
I know, they're usually canning when
They are canning funnels, right? So the funnel doesn't have the thin bottom of it. I actually use these ones to fill up my kids. My kids like hot lunches. My kids are spoiled. Every day they go to school with hot lunches. And I fill up their the thermos with this one so it doesn't go all over the place. So I love it. I use it all the time. But that's just a side note.
So we've got this lovely container filled up with peanuts, which is going to be, again, so easy to see. We're going to put that in there, and then we'll finish, or Sylvia and I will do this later, and you'll get a glimpse of that. We'll post for that. This is her snack drawer.
And maybe
snacks. Yeah.
So hopefully you guys can see it well. So
we'll show some more. We'll get
I'm loving it. I think this is going to be great.
So it's going to be fabulous because we're going to get all the other extras like these guys. We'll get them in there after though.
Yeah, sure. So remember, my mental map was to move these down at the bottom, or not the bottom, to the middle, because it's going to be easier accessible for my kids, especially for my little one, because he would come here, he would pull out the bottom drawer and try to step on it and climb up to the top, which is not a good thing. So I think this is going to be much easier, and I just have to teach them. I just have to teach them how to open and close those boxes.
Well,
right?
and you know, again, some of this stuff is basic. We're not telling you super secrets. But until somebody brings it to our attention, sometimes we forget about it. We're just not conscious because we're just doing.
And imagine your kids actually packing their own lunches because it's easy for them and they don't, again, you don't like doing things when you have to shuffle for stuff.
Let's get rid of the barriers. Let's make it simple and streamlined.
And then it's teaching them. I think we talked about this last time. Teaching them responsibility, organization for later in life, or even at school.
Yeah, that's right.
And then that way you're teaching them a life skill as well. And they help you out, which is a bonus, right?
Exactly. What do they say? Many hands make light work.
That's right. So
so
it's nice and clean now. So remember we were talking about the staples, right? And I don't know, did you talk about the staples
I didn't really say the list. So what Sylvia and I, we kind of have our own staples list of things we like to keep in our pantry. If that's something that any of you find of interest or that you'd like to know more of, just give us a comment, let us know, and we'll put something together, just a quick list. But some of the basics to think about are things like your dried goods. So whether you'd like to have pasta, rice, anything like that on hand that you can use to throw a quick dinner together, including things that are sometimes tomato-based. So tomatoes, tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, canned tomatoes, that can just make things quick and easy to dump together. And I was mentioning to Sylvia tonight that for me, one that's an easy one that actually the kids liked from a young age had just any type of pasta. I'd open up a can of tuna and then we'd mix in boiled eggs and mash it all up almost like an egg salad.
Great source of protein, right?
But with pasta, right? And then you just throw in either a bit of mayonnaise, some avocado or whatever. Okay. And you can always toss in if you've got extra things like celery or whatnot in there as well. So.
And then if you have younger kids or kids who don't like
who are a little bit more picky with the
they don't like tuna or whatever. My kids don't like tuna. I don't know why, but they don't like tuna. They like salmon, but they don't like tuna. It's weird. Anyways, so I keep some boxes of mac and cheese at home, even though it's not the healthiest choice. But
there's no bad foods.
And you can give it to them once in a while, or you beef it up. So you can shred some extra cheese on there for extra protein. You can use a high protein milk to make it, right? Veggies. You can put peas inside of it or serve it on the side, right? And it's something quick. The kids like it, and they don't necessarily need to know all the extra stuff that you might put in there, right?
Exactly.
Though it's actually not a good way to teach the kids.
It's not sneaky. We're not
You don't want to be sneaky. If they ask, you tell them, but you don't have to always know it, right?
Exactly. So let's move on. So we've done the snacks. Now we're going to do Dry and dry.
So the dried staple kind of things. So
Okay.
I'm gonna sneak on this side.
Do you want me to flip this a little bit more this way?
Yeah. So
I'm just going to turn this a little bit more. Hello. This way, so you can see the counter where we're going to be.
So again, you can see a bunch of containers over here. Again, we're not gonna do all the containers, but as you can see, I put some little post-its on top of the containers, right? So again, going back to the mental map, kind of planning out how we wanted to decant some of our goods, right?
Yeah, it's good to think about this rather than just saying, okay, I've got all my bags, I'm just going to start with one container and then go through them. Take a minute, like Sylvia said, figure out your mental map and decide which goes into what container, especially the highly used items you have, right?
That's right. And here I just wanted to bring up some of the pros and cons of using containers, right? Because containers are great. They look awesome. They make you feel happy when they're all nice and full, and you want to just look at them and don't touch them. But that's not the purpose of them, right? What I found from using them, and as you can see, it's like weird that I have all these empty ones, right? I actually stopped using them as much because what I ended up doing with some of the items that I used, and I purposefully let them to be empty for this session, but a lot of the stuff I actually put in the freezer. So a lot of the stuff that actually goes bad fast or expensive, I put in the freezer because I don't want to throw it out. So what I ended up having is I would fill up all these boxes. It would look nice and lovely.
Get rid of all your packaging.
Get rid of all the packaging, and 6 months later, I go and open one of these containers, and it smells bad because it was a high-fat,
Yes.
whole grain or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and it goes rancid, right?
And guess what else happens? You dump all this beautiful colored packages into a container and then you put it away and you're so excited.
And you
then,
throw the boxes.
yeah, and then the next day you're gonna make pasta and
Or
you're
2
like,
weeks later, right?
oh my gosh, like how much water? I mean, granted, you could probably really like wing cooking pasta, but in general, whether it's pasta, whether it's rice or a different type of flavored
That's
rice, you want to keep a piece of the packaging with the instructions and put that either on the top, on the side, whatever works for you.
And it's really easy. If you don't want to put a label on it, you can just basically, all you need is the 11
Cut it out.
minutes. Cut it out
Yeah.
quickly and just shove it in there.
Yeah, or tape it on the top or whatever works for you.
Or even if you want to Sharpie it, you can always take it off with like alcohol wipe. You can
Like
just
do
put
it on permanent marker or something?
Even permanent marker will come off.
Oh, awesome.
I mean, if you don't want to try it on your nice containers, don't quote me on that, okay?
Sylvia said.
I do it to mine, but they are mine. So let's. So I'm gonna do the pasta, and I wanted to just point it out that I have 2 boxes of pasta here, and I'm gonna decant both of them. They are the same pasta, and I'm gonna decant both of them into this one container. Hopefully, it will fit.
So remembering that we had mentioned in our other session that if you've got pasta, don't mix the type of size and shape, even the duration or how long you've had them, because then they won't cook the same and it just wrecks everything.
Yeah, it's just like people not gonna enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm putting two of the same pastas in one container is because one pasta box is not enough for my family, because I usually like to have leftovers for the next day lunches to pack it for the children, or a next day dinner, or a 2 days later dinner, so I don't have to cook every day. So I'm gonna pack both of them in this container. Again, I checked the bottom of it. I think it will fit, but let's see.
Let's see.
And
I'm
then-
going to move this out of the way so you can see better.
And I have my little sticker
Ta-da.
on there. Lisa can help out. One of them if she wants.
It's a race.
Uh-oh. I don't know. Oh no. So this is good because now,
I can get rid of this one.
yeah.
Wow,
So
this
what
is
we're gonna
nice.
do is, I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna, this is when you play around with your boxes.
I have a suggestion you may be interested in. Would
Yes.
you want to use one of the slightly larger ones for the 2 pastas? Because you use
Yes.
this often. Do you have another one?
So I have these bigger ones in the snack drawer, although.
But see, this is the perfect size. Is this the same
Okay, no, I think that's a smaller one than that.
Yeah, because I think this will be just slightly taller.
And this might actually be okay for the sugar because I have another container for the sugar anyways.
Well, we could swap and put the sugar into this one.
Okay, sure.
I mean, you decide because this is your cupboard.
Again, this is a trial one, but yes, that would be fine. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, good. So we'll do that in a minute.
And then, so all we're doing is just, whoops.
Whoopsie daisy.
I thought it would fit, but I guess I was wrong. Oh yes, that's exactly what you need for the pea boxes.
For some reason, this seems to be something I'm good at.
She's good at other stuff too. So again, I'm not gonna cut it nice this time, but I'm just gonna demonstrate that. Hold on.
Oh yeah, good. Put something in it. You gonna do it on top?
I'm just gonna throw it right in there for now. I know it's not the cleanest.
It'll be fixed better later. She's very particular.
And then it's just gonna be like that. It's not even touching the glass. And this is the recycling.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna put this on here.
And then you can go right into the pantry drawer.
Okay, put it this way, in the back for now.
And again, it's like puzzles, right? So I'm gonna be playing around with the boxes, but they're matched like that. And
So
now
we'll do the sugar.
I wonder if you need such a big container for the sugar. You probably do.
Do you want to know what I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we do.
tell you?
Yeah, we do.
I think you might even have some left. No, maybe it might all fit in there. I want to just do this over. Okay, so we're gonna put the sugar in here because this is something you use often. You don't have to worry about. Oopsies.
And it's also nice to have sugar, and I actually have it.
Look at, I was saying this. I was saying no, and I was right. This is the weirdest skill set to have.
Isn't it good?
There's still quite a bit.
Oh, you know what? But my husband has his own sugar container, so we can.
But don't forget, Sylvia just showed you a really great trick or tip. I do this with my spices too.
Yeah.
Shake them down a bit.
It might actually fit in there if.
Let's see.
Might be really full, but
It may not close if I do that.
well, it will close because it has a little lip. This is an experiment. Let's try it. It's okay. I want to see. We're gonna put it all
I
in.
wouldn't do this, but let's pull a Sylvia and do it. There we go.
I think it's perfect. I won't be able to put my little digger in there.
Good thing we don't need instructions on that puppy.
Look, it closes perfectly. Except for I need to get the sugar off of
Well, I was gonna say that ledge there. Yeah. Perfect.
there.
There, you're so sweet. There you go. Do you want the shovel on the top?
I can't because it's too full.
No, but like this, even? Would you
Actually, it might remember.
would you do that? Like, sometimes I would do that just to.
I'm just going to experiment again. We are live,
my
but we're going to
gosh.
experiment. See if it fits. Let's see.
Sylvia's experience.
You never know. You know those.
Why not try it, right? We never know until you try it.
You know those. You know those videos. You know those videos on I don't know, whatever social media. They're not gonna know. They'll know. Oh, she was
And
right.
if she just slides it quickly in there, you won't realize that it didn't close.
No, it doesn't.
There's no air tightness in this one.
So it's okay. I
But
think.
you don't want this? Let's see how we just do that.
Sure. Why not?
Because then it's there for the taking.
All right.
Look at how nice that looks.
And I'm probably gonna put it that way because some of the other containers are
Yeah,
lower,
yeah.
so you can see them better.
So I highly suggest you have your cloth or whatever and you don't throw this on your floor. I'm gonna put that right in her little compost over here. There we go. All right, so that kind of brings us to the display or the interactive part for us. I hope that you guys have been maybe doing or following along and clearing out some of your own cabinets and in your pantry and maybe gotten enlightened, but also maybe motivated. And if you've gotten started, or maybe you've thought about this and you feel ready to go, but it's nighttime and you're not going to do it tonight, do it another night, but put this video on and we'll be right there with you.
That's right. And again, as we mentioned at the beginning, do a before and after picture, right? Because we'd love to see if you succeed or tell us how it made you feel or tell us why you didn't do it because we would love to know that as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And post a picture because we're going to be doing that draw and hopefully there will be another lucky winner for our...
Today's Monday, so we'll do it by the end of the week maybe? So
And then
we'll post it for
we're
sure.
probably going to give you a week. Just
Okay,
so
let's
that,
wait until Monday.
Yeah.
Today's Monday.
Yeah, today's Monday, so you'll have the weekend because that's exactly what happened with some of our other participants, right?
Yes.
So you'll have the weekend because some of you might be busy during the
You're
week
right.
with work
Yeah.
and kids and
Yeah.
whatnot. And then, you have a whole week to post the pictures before and after.
Yeah.
You can ask any questions in our Pantry Cleanout group if you want. You are welcome to interact with any of the members if you have any questions or feedback. We'd love to hear anything from you. We'd love to hear feedback. We'd love to hear ideas. Maybe you have something that you'd like to share with us. There's a tip for pantries, right?
Absolutely.
Because we don't know everything, and we'd love to know any other tips that might be out there, right?
Yeah. So what we've done today is another kind of reinforcement of the same thing, focused on getting your kitchen more functional. So I know that's important for many of you, if not all of you, and if you don't think it's important, that's because you haven't realized how crucial it is. I always say getting our kitchen up the way we need it to be running efficiently is basically like getting the proper equipment to play a sport, and this sport is cooking. So with Sylvia and I focused on getting right through from start to finish on cooking, that segues into our next upcoming event.
Yeah.
So we are thinking about 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today, we're going to be doing a live cooking demo. A live cooking demo. We both love to cook. You'd have to know that. And but it's not just any meals. We want to have a healthy but quick meal with some of our tips and tricks that we do that makes the kitchen flow better.
Yes.
Your whole flow in the kitchen, and then you're in and out, and you're happy, and you get a delicious meal out of it. And we would love it to be interactive as well. So if you are one of those people that wanted to join this cooking session live and cook with us at the same time, or
Just post a comment, right?
just post a comment. We will put up a note there, and then post a comment, say cooking if you don't want to say anything else.
Yeah, like even right now tonight, if you're actually here or you're watching this on the replay and you're like, yes, I want to do that, but I'm going to close this and I'm going to forget this ever happened and forget the date, quickly put in the comment cooking, and we will make sure we get you the information, and we'll do the reminding for you so that you can show up.
That's right. And it's going to be a great yummy meal. We don't want to say too much about
We'll give you the
just
reveal,
yet.
the sneak peek later, just not today.
But again, if you are, what I wanted to say, if you're planning to join live and you actually want to cook with us, you will get a meal out of the whole event. And if you do that, we actually will send you shopping list and some sneak peeks and some other information that you won't get unless you are wanting to participate live cooking.
Yeah, and we really would love for you to join us, because that's where all the fun magic stuff happens. That's a good time.
Yeah.
It's the socializing, but you get a meal out of it. And if you let us know ahead of time, like Sylvia said, we'll send you what you need so you can get your groceries, or if you're doing your regular groceries, you add this in. It's not a lot of groceries, but you're going to end up having a colorful, delightful, tasty meal. Trust me. We'll give you the reveal pictures later.
And then what it leads into, we're actually planning to do these live cooking demos every 2 weeks or so in the new year.
Yeah.
So make sure that you put that if you're interested, and then we'll provide you with some more information on that, right?
We'll include you to that list of when we have that. So we'll do all the work and the reminding, and then also provide you everything you need to plan to get set up. So all you'll essentially need to do is get our list, get a couple ingredients, and show up, and we'll help you do the rest.
That's right.
And that'll get that momentum going, right? So I think there's many of us who want to get on that boat of eating healthier, feeling healthier for our families. And there's just so many things nagging at us and pulling at us, and this is our way to give back to you guys.
And even though it's so close to Christmas, this is actually a perfect time, because this is a simple, easy, healthy meal that you can prepare quickly, and then you will like it. Now, I wanted to mention something and I forgot. Oh, I know.
Usually you work much better when I interrupt you. That's when you remember.
So, what I wanted to say relating to this cooking, if you are interested in some tips and ideas, follow us on Instagram. We have an Instagram account, and there's a whole bunch of videos there that can give you some ideas that can make your life simpler, reduce the mental overload, have some kitchen tips and tricks, right?
And we keep adding to that as well. So, if we find something else out, or we're just so happy to be cooking a meal ourselves, we'll sometimes pop on there, whether we do a story or a video, or just have a post on there to help you guys out. So.
And you can also get more information about us or who we are. We are actually, I don't know if we mentioned it, we both are dietitians, so we we do know what we are talking about most of the time.
The difference is we actually know what we're talking about. We've looked into what we're talking about. We love being in the kitchen, and we love having a good time and having fun. So there's a lot of components there. Some dietitians know all the stuff and actually don't cook, believe it or not.
Yeah. So on
we
our
want you to
we want you to cook, because it's something that people.
It's a skill set.
It's a skill set, and it's good to teach your children, and just teach them the whole flow that we want to teach you as well.
And it's a great way to socialize. It's a great way to connect with your kids. I've mentioned it before. I'm not going to go down that whole tunnel, but if your kids aren't doing the work with you and they don't want to, I just ask mine to at least come and keep me company while I do the work, because I'm sure that you guys have lived the experience of cooking a meal, either being on the phone, talking to somebody else, next thing you know, it's done.
That's right. That's right.
So that's what we want for you guys.
So yeah, so check us out on our website, and
Yeah.
I think it's already posted in our group, but we can repost that post. The website has a bunch of information about us, about the services that we provide, and you know, again, you can reach us through the website as well if you wanting to connect with us, right?
Yes. But in the meantime, follow us, whether it's here or through Instagram, for things that are constantly changing. And we look forward to seeing you again.
And we are wondering if anyone has any questions, and I'm not even sure if I'm at the right spot here, am I?
I wonder if yours is probably slightly lagging.
Yeah, maybe. So, sorry guys, I'm just,
Let's see if there's anything even on my phone.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. I don't see any comments or questions on there, but please feel free. We're actually checking right now, and if not, in respect of your time, good 45 minutes. We're staying right on cue, and
I don't see any questions, but again, again, if you have any questions and you didn't want to do it live, or you don't want to type it in, just shoot us a message.
Yeah.
You can direct message us through Facebook or Instagram, whatever, and we'll get back to you. And any questions that you have, we're gonna try to answer to it to the best of our abilities, right?
Right. So in closing, for you guys, if you've joined along, that's great. If not, you can do this on your own. Send us some before and afters
That's right.
to
Don't
qualify for the
forget
draw. And then please let us know if you'd like to join us. We'll send you information on the cooking demo. We just need you to instigate that from your end.
That's right. So it's nice to have you here, and we appreciate it. We are happy to do this, and we love doing this. I think you can tell. So thank you very much for coming.
Yes, thank you for your time, and please come back.
Yes.
Because Sylvia's going to post what we do in the rest of her kitchen.
Oh yes. Now we get to do all the decanting. Yes.
All right, thanks again.
Bye.
Bye
Take
for
care.
now.